Hello and welcome to the 29th episode of the second campaign of the Chronicles of Telmora. My name is Liv. I am your GM for this evening. In our party of still as yet to be named officially Chucklefucks, we have Harka, played by Norvin.
Idly hodily.
We have Sister, played by Shane.
Bomba.
We have Tess, played by Pyro. Okay, and we have Icarus, played by Nacier.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. Now, not in our party tonight is Connor. We don't know where he is. We're assuming he's sleeping. But in recompense, especially after him being the one to ask if we had a game today earlier, I have taken half of Rex's tail. It's gone. It's mine now. I'm keeping it on a necklace around my neck. So, when last we left our party, they had learned some information about the mushrooms in the very large forest that they had been separated in after an explosive shipwreck. They found each other, all five. Icarus, unfortunately, when he had found Tess, succumbed to the spores of the mushrooms and attacked Tess, but everybody knew it was the mushrooms at that point. So, we have trauma, but we have some healing from the trauma, one can only hope. So, we have all met up, and now, if I remember correctly, you were heading back to that little grove village that Icarus had found just on the outskirts. Tess, you know Iris is gonna absolutely think that is hilarious. She's gonna think that's the funniest thing in the world. She's going to laugh at that. All right. You have all met up. You notice that Rex has half his tail.
Where? So what are we doing?
We're going to see what's wrong with the grove. Because any case that it's connected to what we've been dealing with, then we need to find the source.
Okay.
Bless you?
Yeah. The task force is doing some work on me today.
So I guess we're heading back to the Grove?
Yep.
Alright, I will crawl into the safety of the papoose.
If I recall correctly, the two druids that had escorted Icarus to the edge of the forest had said they were going to wait there for, I think it was 2 days. I think it was 48 hours. And they were like, if you haven't come back by then we're just going to go back to the village. But you guys had come back before then, so they escorted you back to this small little druid's village. Icarus noticed this when he first arrived. All of you would notice at this point as well that there is a perimeter that is clearly like there are mushrooms outside of this perimeter, and once you get in, there are no mushrooms. Like it's been cleared.
Burn them out. Burn them out.
The perimeter is surrounding the little village. Like, clearly the village is able to keep the mushrooms from encroaching on their space and becoming a hazard to the village. Like a little outpost village, almost.
Sometimes a little wildfire is good for the forest.
Oh, if only Rex were a wildfire druid.
It don't matter. I'm a wildfire walking around.
You're a wildfire robot.
I'm just a cold bitch.
So what do you do now that you're at this little village?
Who's in charge?
So Yvel, who is the female human that had helped interacting with Icarus, that had kind of escorted people back and forth, one of the scouts, leads you over to, let's see. Who would you guys be meeting at this point? Jeddah. She is an older human, very muscular, definitely looks like she's seen some battle, or some, not necessarily humanoid battle, but at least like she's had a run-in with a bear or something, where she's got some scars, she's seen some wear and tear. And so...
Some wear and bear.
Well, I mean, they're in the forest.
Wear and bear.
Sometimes you run up against a wild animal and you get clawed. Or bit. But Yvel brings you up to Jeddah. And introduces her as the, kind of like the outpost commander.
Outpost commander. Is your entire grove considered an outpost? Or are we at an outpost to the actual grove?
This is an outpost to the actual grove. You gather that the grove, so the forest that you are in, the area that is called the Mangan Grove, is a whole community. And you have the central, well, not necessarily central, but like the capital area that is the most populated with the members of the community, but you also have smaller outposts throughout the grove.
Okay, so they didn't, when I said take me to your leader in the alien voice, they didn't listen. They brought me to the
They
post.
brought you to the leader of where you are.
I'm not the leader of the damn druids. It's fine.
You want John Druad?
I want John Druidcorn.
No. Fuck.
Wow. So Jeddah's
Anyway.
kind of overseeing some scout patrols, receiving reports from some of the ones that are coming in, and updating the ones that are going out.
Well, can I ask on all of the updates they have and what these spores are?
Do you introduce yourself to her at all, or do you just walk up and be like, what are you saying?
Careful, your
Okay.
Kagaz is acting up.
Kaga's acting up. I wouldn't even ask them.
Yeah.
I'd have just walked in.
She's not in like a tent or anything. She's at kind of like an open area. So she doesn't have any sort of expectation of real privacy that she's trying to enforce.
Okay. Sister will walk up and grab the edges of her skirt and do a good old curtsy.
Hello?
Hello, my name is Sister Liliboria. These are my friends. And through some unfortunate circumstances, we ended up within the grove. We encountered the effects of those spores, and due to our own personal quests, we thought it may be related to something that we've been dealing with, so we wanted to see if we could assist and solve this problem.
What exactly have you been dealing with?
Assorted magical intervention. We are originally from a different continent. We managed to
Oh, I
land here
gathered that
after
much.
Something happened from our ship.
Natives know not to set foot in this grove if they want to go back out easily.
Unfortunately, our ship exploded on the coastline, and we ended up scattered.
Dear, that is a pickle.
Once we managed to get through with that and gather up once more, we decided to help pursue the solution to this spore problem. Perhaps find some insight on how it started.
What exactly do you know of this place? Of us?
Nothing in particular.
Jack and or shit.
Then you
I
should know
know.
we don't involve ourselves with outsiders. That's not an
All right,
insult,
let the
it's a
force burn,
general
we can leave.
rule. As a general rule,
Wow.
we don't. We keep to ourselves and everyone else keeps to themselves. And we don't allow people into the heart.
Okay.
Well, my friends here overheard the people who are kind enough to help them out of the grove that you are having these troubles.
Aye, and they're ours.
All right, we can leave. She obviously doesn't want our help, so let's just leave.
Fucking druids. Togass is beating on the gates in my brain like, fucking beat this bitch to death.
Let me,
But Shane,
Sister is
Shane,
a kind
she-
soul.
she-
Sister's not corrupted.
But Shane, she's only doing her job. You gotta respect stronger NPCs than yours.
Togass is pissed. He's not even here and he's pissed.
What would Paladus do?
Alanus? Suplex?
how are you guys? Let's see. Other than Harka, who's like, oh, great, we can leave. How is everybody else reacting to her saying that their troubles are their own?
Chess just wants to leave.
Okay.
Hess wants to leave. Harka wants to leave. I don't know about Icarus. And Rex is fucking T-posing in the back.
Looks weird with
It's
only
not
half the
looking
tail.
appropriately.
Fine with whatever.
Icarus is fine with whatever.
Yeah. He's fine with helping them because they helped him a little bit, but he's also willing to respect their boundaries.
Icarus, it's been a few weeks, unfortunately, so I don't know if you remember, but there were some things that Yvel said to you where she was like, by law, I can say no more. Very much like keeping cards close to the chest, but when she saw that you had been harmed by the forest, she welcomed you in and offered you aid.
Then I will just mention, Yvel was the one who helped me when I came here first. She saw that I was afflicted by the spores and offered to help. So I just want to return that favor, if I can.
What would you do?
Anything in my power.
Anything in your power. And what would you give? There is a sacrifice for those who enter the heart. Would you would you pay it?
No. Can we get the fuck out of here? Fuck this woman. At this point, I don't give a fuck if this place burns to the ground. Matter of fact, I'll drop some matches on the way out.
My stats are changing right now. All that wisdom's going into fucking strength.
Hang on. Okay, hang on. Can I go above board before Shane actually has an aneurysm real quick?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Is there? God damn it! I keep coming back to the one card I had to play. What exactly in your setting? What exactly is the standing nature relationship between the Fey courts and the Druids? There's sometimes there's a little overlap.
It really depends on the Druids, because Druids as a culture are so individual that, you know, one druid court could be super duper, you know, like a one that's super in with,
Yeah.
what is it, the Circle of Dreams that's like super Feywild
Yeah.
a joint,
yeah.
so that one would be really in with them, and like other ones might be like, absolutely not, fuck
So
the Fey.
can I make it like a check to see if there's any iconography I would recognize before I pipe up with some and figure out, oh, they're actually with the Spring Court. They're gonna fucking murder me then.
I'm not gonna have you roll because there really isn't any, and I don't want to make you roll for nothing. I will say there's something that feels familiar to you with her mentioning a price to enter the heart. It's just, it feels not necessarily like, oh, this is some Fey bullshit, but something about it feels like you should know the answer.
I don't know if you were trying to be helpful with that. I just
Something about the price feels familiar.
Okay. Do
and I'm gonna say in Sylvan.
is this related to any of the courts?
She will look at you impressed, and she will reply in Sylvan. No. She kind of gazes at you a little closely.
Hang on, just 1 second, and I'm gonna turn back to everyone. If we could just breeze through this, do we want to help him?
I love
At this point, no. I don't.
I'm taking votes here because if I thing is, I know for a fact in my heart, I know my heart of hearts. If I invoke fucking knight privilege, something's gonna poke me down the line.
She's still
Do we
looking
give a
at you
shit?
while you're consulting with your friends.
Yeah, I say this in common. Like, do we want to?
Hard
I-
no.
That's one for no.
Sister's gonna self-impose
Connor!
herself.
Connor!
Kill that man this instant! Also,
D.
sister's going to self-impose between the druid and Tess. Granted that she's given her the freaky eye. Also, can
There's
sister
similar
take a look
magic
around?
there.
Sister, take a look around at like people and everything. Do they seem like worn out? Do they seem like people have been injured quite frequently by this problem?
What you see is similar to what you see in like guard barracks, where there are people that have typical injuries of someone that's going out and doing regular scouting patrols, but that they have rest periods in between.
gone.
It's in shifts and cycles.
Would the word martial law apply?
This doesn't feel like martial law. This feels more like this is the post that they're assigned to right now. And that the outpost looks permanent.
Now, back to the group question. Do I pull rank? We gotta know.
I would say
No.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right then. Tess will shrug and crawl back into papoose.
There's similar magic on that one. Not the same. Nor the same
None of your
source.
business. Move on.
Very well.
As you're so clearly telling us. So, can we get an escort out of here, or do I get to just light this place on fucking fire as I walk out?
You can walk out with an escort. You can walk out under your own power. I don't care. Do what you will.
Apparently, yeah, I noticed. Bitch. Okay, so,
It's
all in favor of letting this place burn itself to the fucking ground because she's too proud and high and mighty to accept help from people who are willing to give it.
Yvel kind of steps in. It's... Hold on. Jesus. Yvel kind of
Bless you.
steps in and goes, it's the law, unfortunately.
Who gives a fuck? I don't.
The cop says, "Who gives a fuck about the law?"
The irony is delicious.
As I stare at my neutral good alignment, if laws end up causing suffering, they're not worth having.
Points at
We're
her.
doing what we
Agreed.
can.
Aren't you a
Obviously
cop?
not, because you could ask us for help pretty
We
goddamn
can't
easily.
ask.
And instead, she's being a stuck-up bitch.
We cannot ask.
You don't even have to ask at this point. We're offering.
Hang on. I'd like to pick up on that wording.
Mhm.
She can't. And I'm gonna ask Sylvan again. Are you under contract?
Are you asking Yvel or Jetta?
I'm just asking out loud in
Fuck the other
Sylvan.
one.
Yvel will respond also in Sylvan. Not a Fey contract, but it is our code. If we do not abide, then we are exiled.
Okay. And I'm gonna switch back to common. I think they're under what the hell's the word? Some sort of
Code?
magical contract. I'll go say Gias. Code. Some sort of code of Gias.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Young man!
I, Lelouch, pretend.
I mean,
Command you.
let's all remember that I found the Titania symbol and I sent it to him, and we were both like, "Oh, really cool." And then he came back a week later and was like, "Did you know?
No.
Did you know that was from
no.
Code Geass?" And I was like, "It's from what now?"
It's from
You
Code Gas.
guys sent it, being like, this
Yeah.
is that symbol, and I was
Yeah.
I
like,
didn't fucking
okay,
know.
Lelouch.
Pyro was like, "I have to believe you don't know," and I was like, "Bro, I got no clue what you're fucking talking about right now."
And, oh, fuck. Sister will step forward. Do we all have to sacrifice something, or only one?
You ain't
It's-
sacrificing shit for these people, sis.
Yvel seems to be very carefully trying to gauge how much and what specifically she can say. There are procedures put in place for outsiders that enter the heart in order to keep it safe when they leave.
And what are they?
By law, I can say no more.
Then you, pointing to Jeddah, you're the one that offered? You're the one that mentioned the sacrifice? What is it?
I am bound by the same laws, but the most I can say, she looks at Tess, is that she's experienced something similar. Different source, but she's experienced something similar. And she gives Tess a very pointed look.
Tess, eyes kind of like go to slits. No, she won't sacrifice anything of that sort.
And if I do agree to do this, you'll lead me there.
No,
The scouts will.
I'll carry your ass out of here.
I must remain here, but the scouts will. I can assure you, it is for the safety of our grove to protect.
I don't give a fuck about your grove. I care about her.
She will not be harmed.
But
you'll be
like,
taking-
fuck these bitches!
But you will take something from her.
I will not.
Something will be taken from her. You pedantic bitch.
Anyone who enters must pay the price. Your friends
I thought
knows
only
this
wizards
price
talked
well.
like this dumb shit.
No,
I am
that's
bound.
pretty much universally how Fae talk.
I am bound.
How about if we just beat the shit out of you? Will you tell us then?
I cannot.
Damn.
Arca.
It is not a matter of will.
It is always a matter of will.
Not in
If
magic.
they have something making it so that they can't say it, then they can't say it. Not much else to be done.
Then we leave. I'm not letting you sacrifice a fucking thing for these people.
If this is involved,
I don't think it
Why
is.
Yvel
we're
kind of,
here.
it's not something you have right now. It's something you wouldn't have until you get to the heart.
Knowledge?
Oh,
Are you telling me you're just gonna fucking forget what we see there? It's not even a fucking... Oh my god, that is the dumbest fucking workaround you guys could ever not just say.
Yvel just kind of shrugs. She looks very proud of herself for having figured out how to, like, say it without saying it.
Couldn't you guys, like, write that shit down, leave it on a stone? You will forget everything you see here.
that's probably what it says on like a stone in front of the actual like card. That's usually what happens.
Why can't you guys just say that?
Because they-
Due to safety regulations, we can't allow you to remember anything that happens in here.
Shrug.
We don't want
realize how
people to
fucking
know
stupid
that that's
this is,
our
right?
procedure and that they could try to get into the heart with ill intent, but no intention to return from it.
Wow.
A lot
I
of damage can
We're-
be done by someone who has no intention of returning.
We're here
I hate
willing
you.
to... Harka, please.
She's got a
We're
point.
here willing to help, even if we don't get to remember what is seen.
I don't care what's seen.
This is the.
It's like, it's a fucking druid's grove. Who gives a fuck what these hillbillies are doing out here?
Rex goes, hey.
Tess just looks up at
This
you.
is 100% hillbilly activity. You cannot.
That's why he said, hey.
Bite me, boy! Bite me! This damn snake won't bite me, you know why? Because we got the best moonshine around! Hey, boy!
Oh.
Alright, I agree to forget everything that's ever happened here. Hopefully I get to forget you two as well. You guys?
Whether or not they want outsiders to be involved, I don't want this to continue, especially if it's involved with our initial quarry. So if we get to remove this pestilence at the same time as finding out the truth about it, and whether it's involved or not, then it's a winning situation. Whether they're grateful for it or not is not my concern.
Oh, I hope they hate the fact that we fixed their problem for them and they couldn't. It'll make me feel good.
Wow.
Well,
I just took a step off the petty pier. Would you like to join me?
Nah.
you can derive your own satisfaction from it.
It's so sad.
Miss Guardswoman, can you please take us to the heart?
I will make sure that you get there safely, yes.
It's so
If I
sad.
had an odd number of fingers, I'd be showing you my middle one right now.
Jesus.
Oh, do you have 4? I don't know why I thought Dragonborn had 3.
4.
4. That's tragic, buddy.
And he said that to the bitch, not the
No, I
friendly one.
assumed. Yvel's just kind of there.
Let's go. Sooner we get out of her fucking presence, the brighter my day gets.
Okay. Let's just... Yvel and
Is she
her...
your boss? I am so sorry.
I mean... She is the commander of the outpost, but it's... We know these things when we come to join the Grove, or when we come of majority if we're born into it. It's something we accept to live here, and if we are born into it, we're not forced to stay.
I'm guessing she has no children.
I
Oh my
don't think I've ever
God.
asked, and I don't think I ever will.
I don't
Respectfully.
see a man laying with her.
It's so sad Steve Jobs.
Okay, let's go. She just kind of power walks away. She's like, I'm not opening that can of worms. I'm not touching it. Just like, I'm gonna let that one lay in the air. We're gonna walk on. So she navigates your party through the woods. It's a good few hours. She doesn't try to obfuscate anything, but it's still dense woods. She is doing her best to avoid large patches of the fungus, the mushrooms. So that adds a little bit of time, and she does...
Marco will point out the types he ate.
Yeah, that's, yeah, you're gonna learn about that soon enough. Yeah, you're gonna figure that out.
They don't taste very good.
No, they're
If
not
we
supposed
come
to.
across a large patch of shroomers, Sister will hit it with a dispel magic.
I'm trying to remember if that worked. It's been a few weeks.
I think I rolled.
You rolled
for
a
it.
wisdom
Yeah, I
check.
rolled
Yeah, roll me a wisdom check.
Right. Let me just link that so I'm not casting it. Wisdom check.
That's enough. It's not a particularly large patch. They kind of like crumble away as they are dispelled.
Crumbling,
Unless that's not how I described them dispelling earlier, in which case they dispel that way.
You said they basically wither away.
Woo! Like, that's not one of the things I took notes on. So she leads you through the path. She occasionally you'll see her stop to make notes with her scouting partner, but it seems less of like they're doing these weird things and they're saying these weird things, and more of, hey, a patch cropped up over here, we need to keep an eye on that. Seems like she's continuing scouting duties while she's out. May as well.
If there's any patches near their like actual travel route, I will eradicate it.
It's more in the
At least 2 more
distance. They
times.
really do try to keep you guys out of the path for the most part, and themselves. There seem to be walkable routes through the woods, like scouting paths that they've managed to clear to an extent, so that there are safe routes. I don't know why I didn't put you on this map earlier. Not that it's a map, it's just pretty. And eventually, you are led to the central part of the Druid Grove. This is more bustling, so this is also very permanent. It's got dwellings and buildings and structures built into the trees. It looks like it's been here a very long time. Like, it's probably been here as long as the forest itself, almost. People seem to... You see a lot of various walks of life. This is much more of a small village, or a larger village, rather than the outpost type of place that you saw before. Okay, this is the Village of the Heart. Whether or not you get access to the heart of the heart, I suppose, is up to our leader, Kenishai. She's the Archdruid. I will introduce you to her. Listen, that's basically like the inner sanctum. Even I've never been there. So it's very much a sacred, very private place. So
I understand the concept of a palace.
I was going to say I don't know if I'd call it that, but I really don't know if I'd call it that. I've never been there. So
Same concept.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I will take you to Kenishai. She leads you all through this beautiful village. I mean, the trees are... It's like walking through the redwoods, but with the vibe of being in Mirkwood in The Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. With Celeborn and Galadriel. Like, it's that sort of radiant, peaceful beauty, but more racial diversity.
Shane.
So there's some dwarves, Shane. There's some dwarves. There's not a lot, but there's some hill dwarves in there. Sure, why not? Why not? She takes you to it. Doesn't really look like a palace. She's probably just like almost like a nice. You know what? Fuck it. It looks like Elrond's house in Rivendell. It looks like Elrond's house. So yeah, it's kind of palatial, but it's pretty. So it's almost like a council room where they have the meeting where the Council of the Ring is held. And you see what looks like a very tall but slender woman made out of bark and twigs and leaves. And she seems to be in conversation with a male half-elf. And Yvel kind of steps up. Many pardons. She bows her head in respect. Archdruid Kenishai? These are... What's your name?
Adventuring Party A.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
My name's Tess.
This is Adventuring Party A. That, I promise you, is the name that they gave me. They were shipwrecked on our island a few days ago. And they fell prey to the spores. But they found us, our outpost, and they wish to help, Archdruid. If you would allow them, they wish to help. And the towering woman that looks almost like a living tree turns and looks at you all. It is an interesting name, isn't it?
He speaks faster than we can stop him.
I'm in a foul mood.
We know.
We don't really have a name for our little group of shitbags. So, we're here to help.
Very well, little group of shitbags. What all have you seen?
Mushrooms.
Of course you have, little one. What do you know of the mushrooms?
Did Chris tell us that he shanked?
Told sister. Or well, yeah, he told sister.
Okay, so Harka doesn't know. They taste terrible. They're made out of magic, and they're an invasive species.
That they are. And what would you
Call
do?
back.
Do you have a plan?
Honestly, we're dealing with something with the gods, and this one's under order of her god to investigate it, weed it out, fix it. We're here to check if this is the same issue. And even if it isn't, much to my chagrin, we're going to help with the issue either way.
Interesting. Very few outsiders
Not that I
are
dislike
willing
you
to
or
help
anything.
us.
It's just your guard captain really rubbed me the wrong way.
She kind of looks at each of you in turn.
As my friend has said, with our mission there is a lot of disruptions with magic, and if this sprouting of these invasive mushrooms and their altering spores are recent, then there is a high probability that the same level of disruption had reached here. And in that case, that means there is a source somewhere within that is causing them in the first place. The goal would be to find that source and remove it.
Nildare, Yvel, leave us. I will speak to the little shitbags alone.
God, I hope that name sticks.
I hope it doesn't.
It's rather crude.
Yvel leaves. The male half-elf, who you heard her refer to as Nildare, they both kind of bow their heads. Just a little dip, and they leave. She gestures for you to sit at the table. Tell me exactly what you have experienced. I need to know what you know.
Pertaining just
Involving-
to this forest or everything?
Anything you feel is relevant to this. If you feel it is not, I will not object to it being left out.
Icarus will pipe up and say, a few days ago, I awoke in a stupor and attacked my friend Tess here. Or that's what I believe happened.
Yeah.
When I came to, she was missing and there was blood. And I had been shot with an arrow, so if this would
Yeah.
happen to anyone else, I would try and hope to prevent it.
Have any of the rest of you experienced similar occurrences?
Me and brain's feeling a little fuzzy. Sometimes. Boss took a look around and yeah, there's something is saw there's some up with it.
Oh. Yes. I see. You do have her touch about you. It's nothing.
Steve Harvey, huh?
Let's see it! There is...
I ate them and they didn't affect me in the least.
He's built different.
Yeah,
Must
built
be
wrong.
wiser than most.
Why do we
Served
save the
you
self-deprecation?
I pull out a spray
I-
bottle.
I will tell
was
you
able
what
to
I know.
avoid them mostly.
We are an insular community. In order to protect ourselves from the outside and those who would do us harm, and there have been those who have wished to in the past, we do not allow outsiders into our heart. In order to prevent that knowledge from being used against us, there is a mushroom that we cultivate here in the heart that aids in the removal of memory. However, recently, it has begun to spread into the forest beyond the bounds of the heart. And as it has done so, it has mutated, it appears, causing the violent effects that you experienced. We do not know what has caused it to spread, nor what has caused it to mutate. We are doing what we can to try to contain it back to the heart. Regrettably, we have not succeeded thus far, which is why we have been especially lenient with outsiders in our territory as of late, and done what we can to assist them, as any injury that befalls them is our responsibility, our burden. Now I ask you, what do you need to know? What do you plan to do?
Well, we don't want to use fire. I mean,
Fix your
And then
fuck
we're-
up.
huh?
Now I'm talking to myself.
Okay. Well, if you're
Anyone want to roll inside on that?
nah, I'm good. I'm not emotionally
No
capable of that.
guidance. For 13.
He said, "Fix your fuck up."
Sister will just kind of look away from Harka, look up to, what's her name?
This is the Archdruid. This is Kenishai.
Kind of shy. Okay.
Do any
So
of
look
you
up
want to
to
make a
the
check to see
Archdruid.
if you can identify what kind of creature she is?
Nah,
Also fine.
I already saw the movie. I know.
Granted that I know you want someone to find out. I'll roll it. Nope.
Nope,
No.
denied. Nothing. You get nothing ever.
You lose. Good day.
Yeah, nope.
You know what? Fine.
96.
That's a hard
No.
no from Harka.
Essen!
Wow.
10.
All right, let me open up.
None of us.
Let me
None
open
of
up
us
the
give a
other
shit.
sheet. You open up Rex.
Harka knows what she is. Annoying. Because if she's the Archdruid, she's the one that made these fucking rules.
Or one of
At
her
least the last
severe
Archdruid.
predecessors.
She could
Hey,
change
it's
them.
a 20. Of course, it's the one that I'm controlling.
T-Bows and Gator. That means you just get to tell us.
Yeah, I'll have him
in
tell
his
you later.
voice. Okay.
My guess is the
perfect.
Trent.
The
Or
treant? No.
Treant.
I said it's Drika.
Oh, yeah, I saw the Drika.
No.
Oh,
Anyway.
No.
As
It
I was
is
saying,
an actual...
if you really want to fix what you have said, I can introduce you to someone who could probably freeze the mushrooms.
Tess.
And Tasky gets on a clipboard and
Tess.
gives her a car salesman smile.
Nope. No. We're not gonna do that.
Hey, no, shh. You were willing to do something before you even knew it was just gonna be your memory or something. If it's there,
Hey,
if it's there,
Wes?
it's your fault. What?
Tess,
What?
I'm not gonna let you start a pyramid scheme. No.
What's a pyramid?
Just no.
This isn't. It's just a deal. I mean, if it's their thing, they should pay for it. And if they can, maybe.
Tess.
What?
The kind of things that one asks for isn't something we want to make them give up.
Well, it's usually depending on what it is. I mean, you could get a quote from it. Maybe it just erects some totems. Maybe they get a little colder every once in a while. Who knows?
Same reigns, different master. Tess, we're not going to give them another problem.
Deflates. 2D.
Flat stammers it. I suppose a good start would be all the information on when this started, any sort of research that you had done into it, and any sort of hints of any corruptive magic from other sources.
We have not seen any corruptive magic from other sources, or anything like that. It started probably 6 to 8 weeks ago is when we started to notice.
That fall into the timeline for us?
I mean, you were definitely adventuring about 6 to 8 weeks ago. I think. I've lost track of time. Yeah, you guys, because you guys have been traveling at least 60 days. Which is like 2 months, which is 8 weeks. So yeah.
So,
Stuff has been happening. It's been in you guys' timeline. That is when we started noticing it. We've not noticed any signs of corruptive magic from outside. Ow, now. Okay, what's the last thing you heard?
Welcome back.
You were telling me you wanted to make a deal.
No.
no, you barely started talking and then vanished.
You heard about the 6 weeks though, right? 6,
Yes.
8
Yeah.
weeks. Okay, so it was. I said that was in your
It was like
timeline.
2 months.
Yeah, something like that. Or that was definitely in your timeline. So she answered the time question. She answered the other corruptive magics question.
I was this close from making the for asking the NPC if they wanted to make a deal.
I know, I
felt so
heard
proud of
that.
myself. I was so proud of myself. Then the morality police got on me.
Sister said, absolutely not. Get bombed.
Trying to teach me to be better, but I'm like, but what if I get head pats from Map? What if she says
No.
good job?
No.
What if I get head pats and she calls me a good girl?
No. You can ask Sister for that anytime you want.
Oh.
But I could have been employee of the month.
That's not. You are working for us.
SpongeBob ass
Hitler.
kobold
You
over
don't want
here.
to be the employee of the month.
Okay, SpongeBob.
Kinda. She's like, Map's cool. I don't know what you guys are talking about. She's just a little
Sister
cold.
is going to, for the first time ever, cast a spell. It doesn't have any components, it looks like. I get 1 per long rest. And then she will ask Kanashai, can you tell me general information about the heart?
The heart is our innermost sanctum.
A telltale heart.
It contains records of our history, things that are irreplaceable to us, and certain magical artifacts and properties. It is where we cultivate the mushrooms.
Mushroom.
The fucking library.
That's part of it, yes.
Is one of those artifacts directly involved with the cultivating?
With the space, yes.
So the cumulative space is what?
There
Why are you guys
is,
so fucking secretive?
well, there is a certain magical aura to the cave in which they are grown. It lies within the heart.
Keep the heart at Texas. That's stuck in my head now.
I hate you. I hate you. That
Also, the spell that I cast was Detect Thoughts. So I am glancing at her surface thoughts as I'm asking her.
surface thoughts seem to be in line with what she's saying.
If there's a way for us to reach the heart for inspection, whether we need to complete a trial or win your trust in any way, could we manage that?
Do you believe that you can solve what this is, genuinely, that my people will not come to harm?
I will do everything in my power to make it so.
I mean, right now we're
And I
batting
do
100.
believe it. We have, as Harka is saying, we have undergone several trials of similar architecture.
We should have had the gods like sign a waiver that we could sign it so we did a good job.
You free this many gods from corrupting evil, you get one for free.
It's like an
I freed
achievement
a mask.
certificate.
I'll stop calling you poor if you give us a good review.
Certificate of achievement.
Yes.
I mean, we've done this, what, like 4 times now?
I mean,
And you are officially the first one to give us issues. I mean, hell, we did it for the thief god with less issues than this.
Yeah, the poor
You
one.
got stabbed a lot. You got past it.
We got in without much of a problem. We can't fix something we don't know what's wrong, and we can't say, yeah, we can fix it without knowing what's wrong. We need to go in and look and poke around before we know what's actually wrong, and then whether or not we can fix it. You're asking us, hey, can you build this house? I'm not going to show any materials to you, though, to see if whether or not you can do it.
We're building a house?
No, we're not building a house.
Aw.
Tess already interpoled.
Oh, man.
I mean, at this point, you know, she's given us the same amount of material to build a house than she did to solve the fucking problem.
You curse a lot.
When I'm annoyed, yes.
You curse a lot.
He's
I'm generally annoyed. Yes. I live in a
If-
constant state of annoyance.
if we are given access, then I cannot claim certainty, as the same reason Harka stated. We don't know exactly what's wrong, but we have dealt with plenty of things similar, and we might be able to give more insight, if nothing else.
Belief is a powerful thing. I will place mine with
Look-
you.
Ah, her face is at least 50.
That's just enough for Blackblade.
It's a very good spell. Looks dope too.
Now we're all T-posing and phasing out of reality. We got the purple polygons on us. Check marks.
Now, are you sure I can't just?
No.
Just,
No. No.
My clipboard, no!
Follow me.
Give me back my clipboard. That's it. That's my pact. That's my pact tool.
Your clipboard is abducted. You're not talking to Mav anytime soon.
Liv, I want you to know, if I ever somehow take levels in Warlock and I'm taking shadows and it has to be a clipboard.
Oh my lord. Clipboard of shadows. Good no.
Clipboard of shadows.
Earth. Oh man. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. So she indicates for you to follow her.
We'll do so.
And she will take you to an area below. Kind of like, I like the visual of spiral staircases all around the outside of a tree. So you go down a spiral staircase around the outside of the tree, around the trunk. I just think it's a really cool visual. And she will lead you into an area like under, like kind of looks like you're going through here. Like under the roots. Now, I must tell you, I will do what I can to convince the others of my council to grant you permission to keep your memories of this place, if you succeed. But I cannot guarantee that they will agree.
Do you remember?
Knowing this, do you consent to go forward?
I am. Hang on. I'm legally obligated to warn you that if my mind is touched, I think that you might find booby traps in there.
Fair enough. I appreciate the heads up.
Blinks at us.
Yeah, I'm not saying not to. I consent. Just if you walk in there and it gets cold, I cannot be legally held responsible.
Respected.
If your problem gets solved and we lessen this impact, then it doesn't matter to me if I remember it or not.
Why do I smell bleach? What the fuck?
Did you
Mab
Mab is,
did you clean
Mab
the
is
counters with
cashing
bleach?
in.
Okay, that's 2 consents. Rex consents
Icarus will nod.
automatically. Icarus consents. Hargo.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, closing up. She will lead you.
I do have a request though.
Oh, yes.
Make me forget the lady at the other place.
We will do our best. You know there's a spell that can do that specific thing, right?
Yeah, it costs money.
She just kind of gives you
You
a
guys
look.
are gonna wipe my memory for free.
And she's gonna lead you all into the heart. Ooh, pretty.
Motherfucking druids!
I'm not going insane. Dad's doing some cleaning.
I wondered,
Ooh.
since he had you clean the counters
More
earlier.
plants.
Yeah.
We just might be in the middle of a forest.
Also, I have to be legally aware if I'm doing anything that would benefit any other courts and or municipalities that are related to the
You are safe.
Tess?
No,
I
that
have
one's
to
valid.
know.
No, that one's valid.
I could get in legal trouble.
No, she
You don't
really
wanna get in
could.
legal trouble
I
with
know
the Fed.
enough about that one. That's very true. You're safe here.
She could call me a bad girl, and I would not in a good way.
Okay. I'm going to let you all do what you need to do. I genuinely
I'm having
cannot
more-
listen to any more of this. And she walks away.
This is getting more and more fun. the fun.
Oh, Rex,
Thank-
by the time she walks away, Rex will tell you she is a Wilden.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell that is.
They're cool.
Also, thank you for letting me fucking ad lib. This is fun. This is fun as hell.
He's wilding out.
Alright.
Is that what we call a grunkle joke?
No, it was just a joke.
Where's the funny part?
Part where I throw you at the window.
Yoink. So,
I get it.
within the heart, where do you go
Fix it.
first? What do you do? What do you look for? What actions do you take?
I
Deep in
take
heart of Texas.
the ritual casting time for this.
Detect magic. There is a definite aura of, it's not a school, but just the vibe of natural magic.
Nature bullshit.
Yeah, nature bullshit. Things that you feel are like, there is magic in this place that is inherently of the world. And has been here since the dawn of time and will be here when time is over, kind of thing.
Damn, that's deep.
You also get over near, well, I'm not gonna give you, it doesn't really matter specific directions, but over to your left, let's say, there is would probably be enchantment magic, I would imagine. What else is there? There's like the strong nature magic that just permeates. There's the enchantment flavor from the left. And would you feel anything from the right? Nah, just the regular vibes over to the right. So do with that what you will.
What was that last thing you said?
Regular vibes to the right. So no, like, how you felt enchantment from the left, there's just kind of like...
There's no magic over there.
Or it's the same thing that you feel everywhere else.
Okay.
Hey, sister, can I help?
With what?
I mean, I did that tracking thing where I used my sniffer. Okay, maybe I can sniff out something.
I'm gonna stand over here and stay out of the way.
If you want to try it.
Okay. Lev, God,
Yeah.
can I sniff? Can I sniff for magic? Magic?
I think that's usually an
Mana?
Arcana check for you, right?
I think so.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Why not? Arcana. Go ahead. I know I have you make Arcana checks for something. So you get a very strong feeling of not a specific flavor of magic to the right, but there is definitely magic to the left. Sorry, not the right, to the left. And you also get the strong sense of what to you feels more like inherent magic. It's okay. So listen to everything I say before you form conclusions. It's similar to when you're in the Feywild, but it's not because it's Fey magic. It's more because when you're in the Feywild, magic is tangible.
Okay,
It's palpable.
I'm feeling the it is the area around me saturated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Not that it's Fey,
Yeah, okay.
but it's just there's as much here.
Just, there's such a if there's an ambient level of magic that in the basic world that is 50, everything else is like inside the Feywild it's like 100.
Yes. Yeah, you got it exactly.
It's almost like magic is humidity.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
I understand.
This is a very magically humid area.
Wow.
Never thought I'd hear it described as that.
Look, we're all mostly south here. We all know what wet heat is. A palpable wall of it. That's the best way I can understand.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to understand it. That's exactly what I was going for.
If the left is the only one that has all the extra bullshit, time to go left.
Whee!
So, left will take you towards what is a small room overlooking a vast, beautifully glowing in like purples, pinks, and blues cave. And that looks to be where the mushrooms are growing, in the big cave. And then there's a room that kind of looks like a it's a druid version of like a lab. And the male half-elf, Nildair, that you saw earlier is in there. He looks up from where he seems to be taking some notes on a specimen in front of him. Ah. The archdruid took a liking to you then.
Something like that.
Anything I
She
can
allowed
answer
us
for
to-
you?
How does the cultivation process for these typically take place?
It's something we've done for generations, so at this point, it's almost just routine. There's not even much we have to do to seed them, they just re-spore on their own in the cave. But the cave is completely sealed, the only entrance is right here, and he gestures to a, it almost looks like a wall of force sealing off the cave entrance.
The one we came through or a different one?
The one into the cave. So not the one from... So let's call this area where you entered into the heart the lobby. or the atrium, the
Let's all
atrium
go to the
for
lobby.
for a funnier term. Then you went through an aorta into the lab,
None of that.
and then the wall of force is between the lab and the cave.
Okay, so we're in the lab.
Yes.
I'm gonna pop Divine Sense.
Okay. I will be aware of that. Oh, until the end of your next turn. No, you don't sense anything.
Is there a possibility that we'd be able to get into the cave?
I mean, it's possible. How inoculated are you against... Oh, that's a foolish question. Probably not very much at all.
Tess just smiles.
What do you need to do in there? It's definitely going to be dangerous.
Violence, probably.
I would
Tess,
urge you not to.
for one, if the mushrooms are spreading outside of the cave on their own, then there might be a breach in there that, as you are so used to the place, maybe you would just overlook it as being nothing, but the outside look, maybe we can see something that has arisen that might be out of place.
If you go in there, there is a high probability that you will become overwhelmed by the spores. Considering the concentration will be very high compared to in the wild. If you insist that you must, I can let you in, but I would be remiss if I didn't warn you of the dangers beforehand.
Also, Harka is like super resistant to this stuff, isn't he?
No, it's a wisdom save. He's just rolled well.
I thought it was because he was eating it and he has divine blood.
Nope. That has
just against shitting
that has
himself.
had no effect, believe it or not. He's just rolled really well on his wisdom saves.
Hmm.
Try that again, Norvin. You cut out.
I was talking to a little.
Oh, fair enough.
Icarus will pipe up and just ask for like a list of all the symptoms that people have been afflicted by.
Well, the standard is memory loss, which is what we cultivated for, to remove the memories of those who have been too close to the heart, or have ventured into the
Genius
heart.
move, by the way.
Huh?
Genius move, by the way.
Huh?
This is why we don't have a lot of people that like us, Harka.
I'm okay with not being liked.
Ah,
You guys made your own apocalypse.
That's what you
Please
said!
tell me.
It's a genius move. I thought you said the genius moved?
No,
It's a
a
genius
genius
move.
move.
Okay,
by the way.
the
thank
way.
God. I was so confused. Okay, I'm back on track. We're there again. We've caught up. This has been cultivated amongst our people for generations. We have never had an issue before.
now,
Yeah, and for a long time, all the gods were really good people.
I don't believe that was ever true. That's a discussion for another time and another subject entirely.
I mean, I mean, yeah, because
The memory loss is first. Then it
cooler.
tends to compound a little bit faster. People tend to be more susceptible to the mushroom spores over time, at least at first. More recently, we have seen outbreaks of violence, where creatures suddenly turn hostile, beast, humanoid, anything, and they attack whatever is closest to them. At first, it seems to only happen for an instant. It's a momentary bloodlust that is sated. But after prolonged exposure, it can become long-term or even permanent. Or at least until the creature is dead.
Icarus, is there anything that you remember about when it happened? Like any specifics?
I just remember seeing Tess and feeling that I had the need to kill. Nothing. It was just like my vision had gone red and blurred.
He had a very glossy look in his eye.
That would fit with the descriptions that we have heard, yes.
Sounds like these fucking mushrooms are just casting enemies abound on people. Except that's an int save on a wisdom.
Or Crown of Madness.
That too. I don't know what save Crown of Madness is.
With wisdom. I think.
Well, it would be good to get in there eventually, but I have a defensive spell for protecting ourselves from their effects, but I need to prepare it overnight. So we'll save that for another time.
Is there anything else I can answer for you while you are here?
Is there a possibility that you could bring us a sample from in there? I got extensive looks at the ones outside.
I
Maybe
have
could
one
see
right
when
here.
it's
And you
differences.
look down and you see that he has a sample that he's been doing some tests on and taking notes.
And this one is simple forgetfulness as the others.
That is how it begins.
Sister will, unless it's been 10 minutes, she'll keep looking at it with detect magic.
It hasn't been 10 minutes. It's probably been closer to like 3. This is the sense of enchantment magic that you got. The enchantment magic is lighting up the cave, for sure. And there is very much some from the mushroom as well. What else would you get from that with detect magic? Let me look at that spell again. Saying of fate or around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. You can learn at School of Magic, if anything. Yeah, it is magical. It is enchantment, is what I'm saying it is.
Alright. Then she will... Let me see. Can I see, like, the entire mushroom zone past the wall of force? Or is it, like, out of vision?
No, you can see it. It's a clear wall. It's just you can kind of... It looks like a Windex commercial.
Okay.
It's glass, but it's basically glass.
Alright. Well, she will cast Detect Evil and Good to see if it's consecrated or desecrated in there.
And then 30 feet of you. Nothing magically consecrated or desecrated.
And that reaches a decent enough point into the room to where I could make that conclusion.
There's a part of the room that you can't reach towards the back. But the front, I would say half of the room, you don't sense anything.
I'd love to cover the whole room in case something's hiding. do you think you could drop the wall for a moment? I won't go very far.
Very well, but I would ask everyone else to stand back.
Nah, I gotta stand close to her.
I did what I can. He walks up. He walks up to the wall of force and kind of presses a draws a sort of runic symbol on the wall. Just traces a pattern. And then
Tess, if you don't have a wisdom of over 12,
and then the wall comes back, and then the wall goes down.
Fine. Go be over here.
Arca's just staying close enough that you get his aura.
Icarus will take a step back as well, just because he doesn't want to be afflicted again.
Tess is right there. You can finish the job.
Wow.
Damn.
That's brutal. That's rough, buddy.
Eager to stick it in me, I can see.
Out of character. Out of character.
He is. You said that in Tess' voice, dog. Also, he uses scimitars, those are slashing, those are not piercing.
Okay, so the wall is down.
About how far do I need to walk in there to get to the back of the room?
About halfway.
Okay, good.
You don't sense anything.
Fine. Alright, well, if I don't sense anything,
So
I
I think
will
detect magic
use a
is
spell slot.
also concentrate. Yeah, so detect magic
Yes, it
goes
is.
down when that goes up.
Yep. And
As
once
you
I
walk
cover
into the room,
with the
both of you make
desecration-
me a wisdom save. If you are in the cave.
Yep.
Do I only need to stay within 10 feet of her. Do I have to enter the cave?
Yes. To stay within 10 feet? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. 25 clears it by plenty.
And I'm pretty sure you have a +4 or +5 in charisma.
+4.
So I got a 29.
Yeah, y'all are
so
fine.
Alright, once Sister covers the entire cave and nothing's consecrated or desecrated,
Nope.
she will use a spell slot to instantly switch back to detect magic.
And I will blow a divine sense.
It
while we're in
almost
there.
blinds you with how strong the enchantment magic is in here. You are a little prepared, like you're already squinting because you saw how much enchantment magic was present in there before. You don't sense anything with divine sense either.
Goof be like,
But it's very much like a, wow, there is a lot of magic in here. The magical humidity is very high in this area. You are squinting your eyes. There's a lot going on in here.
There's only enchantment in here.
That is, I'd say probably, yeah.
Okay. As long as there's no necromantic energy or any other possible avenues.
You don't feel any necromancy.
So we're in there to the point of where there's shrooms around us, right?
Oh, yes.
Sister's going to go to a small one and dig it out.
Okay. Make a wisdom save.
She'll make sure. Yep. Oh.
Yeah, boy.
Now, there are no such thing as crit failures. Add a +4 to that on saves.
Yeah, that's still not enough.
I don't think a 13's cooking.
I was just hoping.
No.
Just hoping.
Your brain starts to get a little foggy.
the hypnotic move hits strong with this one.
She'll
Will I notice a
stagger.
difference?
Say again?
Which one of us?
Which one of you what?
To say again.
Both.
Shane first.
As said, sister would have staggered, having her brain go fuzzy.
Okay, now Harka.
Would Harka notice this?
That she staggers? Yes.
Yes.
No, your eyes
He
are
will
closed
get a
the whole
hold
time.
of her shirt collar and just yank her backwards and pull her out of the room.
And Nildare, immediately as soon as you two are out, passes a hand over the rune and the wall of force closes. Are you all right?
And Harka will drop a boink on her just in case.
It doesn't seem to have an effect.
Well, fuck.
Did I keep the mushroom in my hand when I got fucking yanked?
Yeah.
Because she would have pulled it out as far as its roots went.
You pulled it out pretty easily. Mushrooms, you can usually just kind of...
Look.
With my experience with mushrooms.
Well, how has that affected me? Kind of dictates what sister can say.
Well, you're touching the mushroom. That necessitated, there's the word, the save. You had it in your hand. And that's when you staggered, and then Harka yanked you out, so you have mushroom in hand.
Did it do anything to me, or did it just make me...
It got
me a
you all
fucking headache?
foggy, so you feel a little... Your brain's a little foggy, a little fuzzy. You're a bit confused. A little bit of brain fog. It's that feeling of when you walk through a door and you don't remember why you came into the room.
Deja vu.
Alright, sis, you got your mushroom. Now what?
Oh. Phil set it on the ground. I was mostly gonna try to dig under it.
What are you looking for?
If there's anything feeding on them below, or draining their essence outside.
He makes a note in his like testing lab research notes. I can definitely make a look to have some of our technicians and cultivators look at that.
Especially if this is the only entrance, that means something dragged it out there, whether it went through the earth or a cave opening that you can't see. Or if that place isn't boarded off to teleportation,
Or
maybe they
living
even manage
mushroom.
that. I didn't necessarily want to destroy this one if you had a pot.
He'll pull a pot over from one of the lab tables.
She'll go ahead and plant it. Well, any further investigation there would probably be best with my other magic.
So are we taking a nap then?
We can investigate other things in the meantime. Are you the only one, other than your cultivators, that are allowed in the room?
Yes. It is myself. I am the primary tender of the mushrooms, and then the other cultivators that report directly to me.
Have any of them seemed out of late?
No.
One of their names Bellum.
No, I don't know of a
Joke.
Bellum.
Liv, Marco wouldn't even know a Bellum.
He might. There could be people named Bellum in East Thesari. It's a big city. Wouldn't be the same one, but...
Well, I suppose looking through the rest of the heart would be best. I was told by your archdruid that there are artifacts involved with how saturated this place is with magic. Are any of them viewable?
There are some that are on display closer to the library, over towards the right. He doesn't actually say that, it's just we're pointing towards where, if you were in the atrium, it would be towards the right, if he's towards the left. So, across the atrium. If he's over here, he's going over there.
Yes. I gotcha.
There you go. Shroom room. It's the shroom room. And the book nook. Think? I don't get it.
That's the thinking room.
The thinking room. Thank you.
That's where the big thinking goes.
Alright, fair enough. Respected. There are some artifacts that have helped us, our community, in the past, but mostly this place is naturally this magical. It's been like this as long as we've lived here.
Any lead can help.
You're welcome to go and look.
Alright, party. Off we go to the thinking room.
The thinking
Big
room.
thinking.
Big thinking. Also, I got 9/11 on my save.
Wow.
Oh no.
Alright. Well, I'll keep the detect magic up as long as I can as we're looking at these artifacts. What do they do? Or, well, not what do they do, but what school do they have on them?
Let's see. What would you see in there?
And she's thinking hard.
I do be thinking hard, it's true. There is a stone, a glossy greenish gray stone. Looks like it would fit in the palm of your hand.
If it doesn't have a school,
Yeah, I don't think it does.
make one.
And then there is a cauldron. Large carved cauldron. Made of iron. Looks like it has images embossed on the outside of some animals.
Ambles.
Amables, yes.
Can I have some amble crackers?
In
Yeah.
your soup?
No. The candy ones.
Monkeys and rabbits, they loop-de-loop.
What?
There's also a ring.
Okay. Anything about the ring?
The true ring?
It does have a school of magic attached to it, and that school is transmutation.
Congratulations.
Bruh. Any descriptors on the ring, or just the school?
Let me see.
Is it golden, or does it have a gem in it?
Let me see if I can... It looks like a kind of plain brass ring with what looks like a topaz gem.
Okay. Any other items?
Be right back.
Those are the ones that you
Okay.
get, like, the big magical signatures off of.
Gotcha. Okay. So, that so far. I don't think any of them would be involved. Hmm. The library filled with any sort of magic, or just the natural magic
The
that's around
natural
everywhere?
ambient magic, yeah.
Alright. Well, might as well go in there and ask this while we're here before we go out and do it ourselves. I'll go back to the Shroomas.
Okay.
I'll approach the half-elf man.
Yep.
Have you any samples from outside?
Of the mushrooms from the outside?
Yes.
We do have some, yes.
What have you garnered from them?
The mutation... It's definitely new. And they're definitely the mushrooms from here. They're not a separate strain that just evolved and is similar. They're definitely from here and have spread.
How large of a sample have you taken?
What our scouts have been able to bring us. So, a little bit from a couple of different areas.
May I see one?
Of course. And he'll show you a mushroom sample.
Is there anything on this other than enchantment?
No. There isn't.
It's not. Do you have a sample that you're not too attached to of the regular ones?
The ones from here?
Yes.
Sure, he'll cut off part of what you had potted earlier.
Sister will set them next to each other, and she will hit one of them with Dispel Magic.
Okay, make a wisdom check. Yeah, that's enough. It withers and crumbles and disappears.
And then we'll go to the healthy one and hit that one.
Wisdom check.
Fuck.
Does not seem to have an effect.
That's the last one of the day. Unlucky. Damn, that didn't work. Well, sorry about your sample. We're actually going to go out and grab the bigger one.
Very well then.
Oh, well, I am. Don't know what they're going to do.
I'll be joining you.
Follow.
We've seen the small samples, and we've seen what happens when they are dispelled. If there's any difference between the two of them, that needs to be recorded. Seems that most of them just wither away. But if they are vegetation, I don't see why dispelling the magic in them would annihilate them completely. And they still... Well, I failed, unfortunately, so we'll see what happens to it tomorrow.
Very well. Stay safe out there.
Alright. Well, it's going to be a little awkward to tell the Archdruid that we need to step outside of the entire grove to gather more evidence. And it'd be best to keep our memories when we do that.
She'll likely send some form of escort with you is all.
That's fine then. Well, Sister will give him a bow and head out of the heart.
Do you go back to where you first met the Archdruid?
Yeah, if that's not on the way, then yes.
It's back up, but yeah, that's the other place you really know where to go. So if you go up there to find the Archdruid. Yes. Have you made any progress?
They don't seem to have any distinct magical signatures different from each other. I wanted to try to see how they both respond to losing their magic. The corrupted ones wither away completely, as if they're magical entities, as if the magic's the only thing there. I had assumed that they were also regular vegetation, and it would just cause them damage, not destruction. But unfortunately, my magic didn't work the second time.
It is very likely that they are inherently magical, given how long back in their lineage they had been enchanted. No, not yet, Tess.
But
Well, for one, we were going to step outside of the grove to grab a larger sample of the rampant ones.
Very well. I will have Yvel escort you, just to ensure that you return.
We will return shortly, once we gather some. Hope to run multiple tests, so if no one minds, I'm going to be gathering a lot of the hostile mushrooms. I know you've had troubles with it, Icarus.
Yes, but as long as I keep my distance, I should be fine.
Alright, then we will gather them.
Very
Off
well.
we go.
Be careful.
Mushroom farming.
yeah, Richard.
Mushroom
Mushrooms.
farming!
Quick, Liv.
Yeah.
Have Rex turn into a badger.
You know what? Fuck it. He does.
Mushroom.
Snake!
Alright, so we need to find a big patch of doom shrooms.
Dooms, if you will.
Somebody make a survival check.
Perhaps the badger.
Perhaps the badger has advantage on perception checks.
I said survival.
Smell.
You're tracking.
Fine.
I'm pulling up his sheet. 19. That's good enough. Like, listen, you gotta give me a second to pull up his sheet. It was giving me grief.
No.
Kill Rex now.
Alright, I'm exiting out of his sheet. Bye, Rex. Can't believe that he hopped on for like 0.5 seconds.
Guaranteed.
He
you
went
would
D&D. Something's wrong. Something happened.
Yeah.
Leave
Yeah.
him alone.
Yeah, imagine
Leave him alone.
you went to do not disturb, so.
Something's up.
Yep.
So let's just leave him alone for now.
Yeah.
Fine. You find mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yes.
All right. Gather mushroom.
Easy enough. Well, not quite. Make wisdom save.
Harko will assist
Make your own wisdom save.
by standing next to her.
Fair enough, then don't. Oh yeah, 27, you're fine.
Please,
How big is Uber Shroomer?
Are you looking for like just one big shroom or patch of many shroom?
I figured patch of many shroom.
Patch of
would have
many
big shroom
shroom,
in it.
I'd say there's like maybe like between 15 and 20 shroom.
Alright. Well, gather one big old shroom and a handful of smaller shroom.
There you go. I'd say that's a big size patch of shroom.
And then, after gathering said shrooms and setting to the side, digging time.
Badger.
It is very easy for Badger to dig. That's his whole
I
shtick.
send forth Badger like a stand.
Diggy.
Stand no power!
Diggy. And he dig.
Rex.
This is me and my stand. Diggy hole.
What does he look for as he
Also-
dig?
any sort of connecting like root or just anything that connects to these mushrooms.
Nope, nothing in the
And I
ground.
will have a detect magic open while he digs.
Nope. They have the same enchantment aura on them. There's no root system.
Am I able to target these things with Sacred Flame?
You can target a patch of them, yeah.
Alright, Sis is gonna light up one of them.
They cannot make a dex save. They are mushrooms.
How do they respond to the Radiant Fire?
I would say they burn away. The smaller ones do.
What about the big one?
The big one looks like it has taken damage, but is not fully burned away.
Well, they're removable, the same as other ones. At least from that. Let's see. See how regular fire works. Radiant fire seems to destroy them. What about regular fire?
Seems to do the same.
How are they having problems with these things?
Well, technically, Burning Hands is not exclusively regular fire. And you do notice that Burning Hands does burn the surrounding foliage.
Stomp. Time to burn through a torch. They will grab one of the small ones and hold it over a torch.
You're doing what?
Grabbing a small mushroom and holding it over a torch.
A torch?
What do you know?
Doesn't seem to have an effect.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Well, they seem to have enough magic in them to where they ignore normal fire. I don't see any sort of other magic etching off of them while I'm trying to burn them.
No?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a third level druid spell might be useful here. With no druid. Let's see. Speak with plants. Didn't he try speak with plants?
Yes,
though?
it didn't work.
It didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything.
Actually interrogate the mushroom.
You gotta have him try to speak with plants with one of the regular ones, see if that works.
You haven't seen any regular mushrooms.
I meant the regular mushrooms in the cave. Other than the mutated ones outside. You know, maybe he could also... We could also use plant growth to see if that even affects them. So we can't speak with them like they're plants. But growing them like they're plants even work. Oh well. After gathering the evidence that they can be burned away from magical flame, but not normal, we'll take the samples that we've gathered back to Shroomland.
Alright. You are back in Shroomland.
So, tests that we can do overnight, since I need to wait for the magic anyway. We can plant one of the mutated ones in a patch of a few of the regular ones and see how they interact. And then we can do the opposite. Plant a normal one with a handful of mutated ones and see if they change each other or interact in any way.
Alrighty.
And since it's larger and probably has more of an effect, you have this big one to study as she pulls out Big Shroomer.
Big Shroomer. Okay, Shroomer.
If you have a testing area that can keep them isolated from each other, that would be good.
Yes, I can have that arranged.
Anyone else have any ideas?
No?
Let's be honest, you don't want to hear my ideas.
I assume it's burn everything down, Harka.
Yeah, and apparently since we need magical fire, I can't even do that.
Are your dragon flames magic flames, or are they...
He's not. I don't, think
I
he should
don't
have
breathe
flames.
fire, little shit.
Or-
Lightning.
Ow! What is
Come
lightning
on.
with... What is lightning
You're a
with...
lightning bender. You're a lightning
What
bender.
is-
Come on.
What is lightning with spicy fire?
Oh, good
I mean...
lord.
It's fire on ADHD.
Have we tried freezing them? I can do that.
Well, we gathered plenty of samples from that patch, so
How do they
have
say
at it,
doing?
Tess.
Tess unhinges her jaw, just fucking blasts it with ice.
Okay.
Dot that shatter, dot that grow legs and fight me. Oh, motto.
Well, I know we are getting close to 10:30 for my East Coast fellas, which is usually when we all have to hop off. So This is a pretty good time to start wrapping it up. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we close it out for the night?
What the ice do?
They're frozen in a chunk of ice.
Damn, you ice cubed it.
You ice cubed it.
Damn, I asked you to.
I'll breathe some lightning on one, see what that does to it.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Oh, I have to do damage to it.
Well.
Okay, hold on. I need to figure out how much damage this actually does. We are level 6, so 2d10. Can it make it to dodge?
No.
Okay, 12 damage.
Yeah, it's a mushroom. It just kind of... okay, 12 damage. I would say for the smaller ones that they kind of shrivel up. And they look pretty, like, dead shriveled.
Okay, so I can
They don't disappear, but they're shriveled in place.
pick it up. Do I feel any of the magical mumbo jumbo?
It feels like it's fading. Like, what you feel is residuals.
Do I see any magic mumbo jumbo?
It's fading. It'll be gone in a few seconds.
You know, sometimes the best thing for nature is for a fiery hot purge.
Yes, but we still have to find out where they're coming from.
I think you have deep-seated emotional issues against nature.
That too.
Has anyone left the grove recently?
No.
Seen any black sludge?
No.
Why is it gonna be black?
He is a cop.
Wow.
Swing.
So, I know some druids are nature. What god do you guys follow here?
They're druids, dude.
Those of us that
Nature god.
feel some sort of pull to worship usually are drawn to either Melora or Nylea.
Do you have a shrine of either of them?
Yes, there are some in the main part of the village.
Can we go take a peeker?
Of course.
And is there, like a quote-unquote high priest here?
No, it's less of a formalized religion and more just a convenience for those people that feel called to worship.
Groovy.
Well, overnight, if you're going to watch over all of the samples, please tell us if anything arrives.
I will make any notes.
If you can tell me how the damaged one heals, if it does. As I recall, you said a big Schumer survived the Sacred Flame.
Everything will be documented.
Thank you. And hopefully I'll be able to take a closer look inside of the actual cave.
We can only hope. Alright, and is that y'all taking a long rest?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. She'll ask if Half-Elf Man could gather the cultivators tomorrow morning, so we can speak with them.
Yes, I can bring them here.
Example.
What else might help? I guess that's all we can really do for now. I got no slots.
Got no slots.
Neither do I, and that's okay.
Yeah, that'll be a long rest for me, unless anyone else has any ideas.
Hey, but no.
All right, then with that, I think that's where we'll leave it for this week.
I think Icarus was saying
Oh,
something.
yes, Icarus.
Oh, Icarus.
I was just saying no. I don't have any any thoughts.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Respected.
Stop wiping your desk.
No.
The pitch isn't like high
It's
enough
like
for
a dog
no
whistle to
triggers.
him.
Ah. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm taking this
All
off.
right.
Fuck that.
And that's where we're gonna head out, so I'll see y'all next time.